Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Once upon a time, in a peaceful forest surrounded by tall trees and vibrant flowers, there lived a family with a charming little girl named Goldilocks. Goldilocks had golden hair that sparkled in the sunlight, and her kind heart brought joy to everyone around her. But there was one thing about her. Her boundless curiosity often made it hard for her to follow the rules, leading her on unexpected adventures. "Stay close to home, Goldilocks. The forest can be dangerous," her mother always advised her before leaving home.
"Yes, Mother."
Goldilocks would reply with a smile, but her eyes sparkled with mischief. And so, one sunny morning, her curiosity grew too strong to ignore.
Maybe I'll just go and take a little look.
And Goldilocks wandered into the forest. She hummed a cheerful tune as she explored the quiet woods, her curiosity leading her deeper into the trees. The trees grew taller and taller, the air cooler, and soon Goldilocks found herself in front of a small, cozy cottage with flowers blooming around it. The door was slightly open, and Goldilocks couldn't resist peeking inside.
What could be in there?
She thought to herself. Without a second thought, she stepped in, her eyes wide with wonder as she looked around the cozy room.
Hello? Is anyone here?
No one answered. Inside, the cottage felt warm and inviting. On the table were 3 bowls of porridge. The porridge smelled so delicious. Goldilocks was very hungry from all the walking in the forest. Her tummy was rumbling.
Maybe just a little taste won't hurt.
Goldilocks tried the first bowl.
Ow! Too hot!
She fanned her burning tongue to cool it down. Next, she tasted the second bowl.
Ugh, too cold!
Finally, she tried the smallest bowl.
This one's just right.
She ate every last bite.
Yummy, yum, yum!
Feeling full, Goldilocks noticed 3 chairs by the fireplace. She sat in the largest one.
Too hard!
She wriggled uncomfortably. The chair was so hard it felt like it was made of bricks. Then she tried the middle chair.
Too soft!
She sank deep into the cushions. Finally, she sat in the smallest chair.
Just right.
But before she could enjoy it, the chair broke beneath her.
Oh no!
She got up and brushed herself off. Feeling tired from her adventure, she wandered into the bedroom and saw 3 beds. She climbed onto the biggest one.
Too hard!
Next, she tried the middle bed.
Too soft!
Finally, she laid down on the smallest bed.
Just right.
In no time, she was fast asleep. While Goldilocks slept, the family of 3 bears who lived in the cottage came home. Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear stepped inside, noticing something was wrong.
Someone's been eating my porridge.
Someone's been eating my porridge too.
And someone ate all of mine.
The bears moved to the living room.
Someone's been sitting in my chair.
Someone's been sitting in mine too.
And someone broke mine.
Finally, the bears entered the bedroom.
Someone's been lying in my bed.
Someone's been lying in mine too. Baby Bear gasped in shock, then said,
And someone's still in mine.
Baby Bear pointed at Goldilocks. Goldilocks woke up, startled to see 3 bears staring at her.
Who are you?
Papa Bear screamed angrily.
I'm sorry.
Terrified, Goldilocks leaped out of bed fast, dashed down the stairs, through the door, and into the forest, not stopping until she was safely home. Her mother was outside the house waiting for her, and she looked very anxious. Goldilocks, I was so worried about you. Goldilocks hugged her mother tight.
Mommy, from now on I will always listen to you and never touch things that don't belong to me. I'm sorry I went out into the forest without your permission.
That day, Goldilocks learned that even though sometimes curiosity is good, Respecting others and listening to your elders is even more important. Goldilocks' adventure reminded her that good manners can keep you out of big trouble. The Lion and the Mouse. Once upon a time, in a dense and sprawling jungle, there lived a mighty lion named Leo. Leo was revered by all the animals in the jungle for his strength and power. However, he was often aloof and didn't bother to befriend the smaller creatures around him. One day, tired from hunting all morning, Leo lay asleep in the forest, under a large shady tree, his great head resting on his paws. Some mice that lived at the foot of the tree scrambled over the sleeping lion to return to their home. But just as the last timid little mouse, Mia, was crawling over him, and in her fright and haste to get away, she accidentally ran across the lion's nose. The lion woke up with a roar. Roused from his nap, Leo was startled and annoyed. He laid his huge paw angrily on the tiny creature, trapping her and aiming to kill her.
"You woke me up,"
he roared. The mouse was frightened. She apologized to the lion for disturbing him, and trembling, but with a hint of bravery in her voice, she squeaked,
Almighty Leo, please spare my life. I'm just a small and insignificant mouse. If you let me go, I promise I'll be forever grateful to you. And someday, I will surely repay you.
The lion was amused by the thought that a mouse could ever help him.
"You are funny. How could a mouse help a lion?"
Curious and intrigued, Leo chuckled at the thought of a tiny mouse ever being able to help him, the king of the jungle. But he pitied the little poor mouse and generously decided to release her. He lifted his paw and finally set the mouse free.
"I'll let you go, just because you made me laugh."
Some time passed, and one day, while stalking his prey in the forest, Leo accidentally stepped on a trap. A net made of thick ropes captured the lion and pulled him up into a tree. He was caught in the toils of a hunter's net. The lion struggled to free himself, but could not. He filled the forest with his angry roaring. Several animals ran to help the lion. They struggled to break him free, but only ended up making him entangled further and further. It seemed like there was no escape. Leo's mighty roars rumbled through the forest and echoed through the jungle as he became upset and afraid. Mia, the same mouse he had spared, heard Leo's distress calls and knew the voice. Remembering the lion's kindness, the mouse didn't hesitate and ran quickly to the lion's aid. She sprinted to the tree to find Leo struggling in the net, surrounded by different animals trying in vain to help him.
Let me pass.
If we couldn't help, how will you be able to do so, small little thing?
Mia ignored all the comments and climbed up to the trap. With her sharp little mouse teeth, she gnawed at the great ropes of the net that bound Leo. Tirelessly working, she continued chewing the thick ropes, bit by bit, until Leo was finally free.
You laughed when I said I would repay you. Now you see that even a mouse can help a lion.
Leo was astonished and profoundly grateful to the little mouse who had once been at his mercy. He realized that kindness and help could come from the most unexpected places and the smallest of creatures. From that day forward, Leo and Mia formed an unlikely friendship, and the lion learned that might wasn't the only source of strength. It was obvious for both of them now that no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. They understood the value of compassion and friendship, regardless of someone's size or appearance. Good deeds are always rewarded. The Ugly Duckling. On a little farm, long ago, lived a cute duck family. Mommy Duck was sitting on her 7 eggs, waiting for her new ducklings to hatch. One sunny morning, the eggs began to hatch. One by one, yellow ducklings stepped out of their shells. They shook their wings with excitement. "Look at you! You are all so cute!" But one large egg was still in the nest. "Well, it looks like that big egg will take more time." So, she had to go sit on her nest again and wait longer. At last, the largest egg hatched. With great confusion, the poor duckling began to look around. His mother and siblings were a bit more confused than he was, because this duck in particular did not look like his siblings. He was built much broader and had gray and white feathers.
What is that? He cannot be one of us. I have never seen such an ugly duckling.
How can you say such a thing? That's not nice. Now line up. We will go to the lake for your very first swim. Yet the other ducklings quacked.
Ugly, ugly, ugly.
The ugly duckling did not know why the other ducklings were yelling at him. He took the last spot in line. Each yellow duck jumped in the river and swam behind Mama Duck. When it was his turn, the ugly duckling jumped in and started to paddle too. He was a great swimmer. Later on, each time the ugly duckling tried to play with his brothers and sisters, they yelled,
Go away. We will not play with you. You are ugly.
Time was passing, and the ugly duckling was growing up to be different. All the animals on the farm were bullying him.
Ugly duckling, ugly duckling, ugly duckling.
Mother Duck, on the other hand, was doing her best to protect him. She couldn't bear to see that poor child so sad. But as the days passed, the poor ugly duckling was feeling worse. All night long he would silently cry. Just because I am ugly doesn't mean everyone has to be mean. No one wants to play with me or even talk to me. One day, one of the yellow ducklings said to the ugly duckling,
You know what? You would do us all a big favor if you leave. Get out, get out, get out.
They're right. I should go. That night, the ugly duckling flew over the farmyard fence and landed on the other side of the lake. There, he met 2 grown-up ducks. Can I please stay here for a while? I have nowhere else to go.
What do we care? Just don't get in our way.
Suddenly, a big hungry dog came chasing the 2 ducks. They quickly flew up in the air. The poor ugly duckling froze in fear. The dog sniffed and sniffed at the ugly duckling, then turned away. I am even too ugly for the big hungry dog. Ugly duckling began to move along. Soon after, an empty lake appeared. Well then, if nobody wants me, I will hide here forever. Even though he was all alone, he was very happy. One day, he saw a horde of white long-necked birds migrating to the south. How beautiful they are! I wish I could be like them. Winter came and snow began to fall, so it was hard to find food. Cold and tired, trying to forage, the ugly duckling came across a farmer.
Poor thing, you must be freezing. I'll take you home and look after you till you grow.
Indeed, the farmer took good care of the ugly duckling. When spring arrived, the ugly duckling had grown. The farmer took him back to the lake to give him more space to move around freely. The ugly duckling looked at his reflection in the water, but he was amazed at what he saw. At first, he couldn't recognize himself. He thought there was someone else behind him. So he flipped his wings and noticed that his reflection was doing the same thing. He stretched out his neck, and his reflection continued to mirror his movements. Right then, he knew that this amazing bird was no one other than himself. Oh, how much I've changed! I look like the birds in the sky. While he was swimming in the lake, he came across a wedge of swans. They took him along and traveled joyfully together. Finally, the ugly little thing was accepted and loved by his new friends, to whom he belonged. A boy at the lakeshore yelled out to his friends, "Hey, look at the young one all the way back. Must be the most beautiful swan I've seen." The swan did not know how to react to so much praise. He felt shy. After being mocked for so long, he couldn't believe he was being appreciated and accepted. "I've never dreamt someone would call me beautiful someday. I wish I had received the same affection when I was the little and ugly creature. I wouldn't have spent such a sad childhood. Why do people treat others according to their looks? That is so sad." Yes, from the beginning, he indeed was a swan. He was just an unfortunate egg, which got mixed up in between the ducks. But now, he was with his real family, and ahead of him was a happy life.